We all think of a Tesla as a car, right? Something that gets you from A to B. But what if its most important job actually starts after you park it in the garage? Today, we're diving into how your car can become this secret financial officer for your home, actively slashing your energy costs pretty much while you sleep.
Okay, does this number give you a little pang of anxiety? This was a real and, let's be honest, a mildly horrifying energy bill. It's that feeling, you open the statement and you just think, how? How did it get so high? I don't feel like I did anything different. Yeah, we've all been there.
And then, just 1 month later, this. That is a drop of over $75. Now, you're probably thinking, what happened? Did they start living in the dark? Did they unplug the fridge? What drastic sacrifices were made here? Well, that's the kicker. Nothing. Nothing in their day-to-day life really changed. It was the exact same house, same people, same everything. The only difference? A much smarter strategy working behind the scenes. A little bit of orchestration. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack. So let's break down that $238 problem. The thing is, more and more utility companies are using something called time of use pricing. All that means is electricity costs way more during peak hours, like right after work when everyone gets home and turns everything on. So if your house is just chaotic, you're charging the car, running the dryer, blasting the AC all at 6 p.m., you're essentially just giving your utility company a big fat tip every single month. And this brings us to the main idea here. It's really time to rethink what your Tesla is. It's not just another appliance you plug in. It is a super powerful computer on wheels that can literally become the quiet chief financial officer of your entire house, making these smart little decisions to cut costs without you even having to think about it. So how does this magic actually work? Well, it's all about smart home integration. Now, this isn't some specific product you buy. It's more of a concept. It's about using the Tesla app and your other smart settings to coordinate your energy use. The best way to think about it is like having a tiny energy trader living in your phone. Its whole job is to buy low, meaning pull power when it's super cheap, and to avoid buying high. So it automatically shifts when your car charges, it smooths out those expensive energy spikes, and it just optimizes everything in the background. And you know what the best part is? This is not about adding another chore to your life. Not at all. Once you give the system the rules, you just tell it your utility rates and your basic schedule, saving money becomes the automatic default. It is a true set it and forget it kind of deal. Okay, so where do these savings actually materialize from? Let's get into the playbook and look at the 4 biggest wins. Here's the map. And really, it all just comes down to timing. Number 1, mastering off-peak charging for your EV. That's the easy one. Number 2, putting your other heavy hitters, I'm talking air conditioning, laundry, on an autopilot that just avoids those peak prices. 3, if you've got solar or a Powerwall, using time-based controls is huge. And finally, number 4, the one everybody forgets, just doing a quick annual checkup on your utility rate plan to make sure you're on the best one. So where's the biggest bang for your buck? Well, if you have solar and a battery, that's your biggest lever right there. We're talking up to 40% of your potential savings. But look at home loads. Just automating your AC and your laundry can knock off another 20 to 30%. Even just basic EV charge scheduling makes a real dent. The key takeaway here is you do not need to have everything on this list to start saving serious money. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but let's be real for a second. Is it actually worth the effort for you? Let's do a quick 60-second check to see if the math really makes sense for your specific situation. As we go through this little checklist, I want you to actually think about your own setup. This is definitely not a one-size-fits-all thing, so a quick self-assessment right now will tell you if you might be leaving money on the table every month. All right, here's the checklist. Just run through these questions in your head. Do you drive a decent amount every month? Does your utility even offer these time-of-use plans? Is your bill already consistently over, say, $120? Do you have or are you planning to get the hardware, like a level 2 charger or a Powerwall? And finally, are you willing to spend maybe a couple of hours one time to get it all set up? Look, if you answered yes to 3 or more of those, this kind of integration is very, very likely a smart financial move for you. Of course, sometimes there are upfront costs. We got to be realistic. This table gives you a no-nonsense look at what some of these upgrades might run you. A wall connector itself is a few $100s, but a full electrical panel upgrade, if you need one, that can be a few thousand. It's super important to weigh this initial investment against those potential long-term savings. And that's $76 in monthly savings. Man, that really adds up. This just visualizes that massive difference we saw at the beginning. When you're saving that much every single month, you can start to see how even a pricier upgrade starts to pay for itself pretty darn quick. I mean, over a year, that's more than $900 back in your pocket.
All right, are you feeling a little overwhelmed by all this? Don't be. Seriously. The beauty of this whole system is that you absolutely do not have to do it all at once. So let's wrap this up with a super simple, really powerful first step you can take literally right now.
Here it is, your 15-minute action plan. First, just log into your utilities website and confirm your rate plan. See if it's time of use. Second, pop open your Tesla app and just set your car to charge overnight during those cheap hours. And third, pick just one other big energy hog. The dishwasher is a perfect one to start with, and set it to run during those same cheap off-peak hours. That's it. You do those 3 things and you are already on your way. So the big takeaway from all of this is pretty simple. Stop treating your car and your house like 2 separate things with 2 separate bills. The moment you give them a shared game plan, they start working together as a team to save you money automatically. And that just leaves us with one final question for you to think about. After seeing all this, what's the very first simple tweak you're going to make to your own home's energy strategy?